check out BigBadToyStore.com for this and other great toys.
And last but not least, we have the Kaiju KNIFEHEAD. So here we are, and there he is. And yes, he is the only Kaiju you get in this wave, but he is a very, very nicely sculpted figure. Very cool. And just really just menacing looking and just scary, and he looks like he will knife you in your sleep. It's creepy. Let's get in close here on the head sculpt. You can see, again, just some nice sculpting and paintwork going on here. You see his little pretty blue eyes going on there. Nice sculpting and details there in the mouth and the teeth. Nice paintwork there, even on his tongue. His tongue is a soft-ish plastic, but I wouldn't try to mess with it too much, otherwise you might just break it off. But yeah, some good paintwork going on here, and nice sculpting. You see all the yellow striping going along his body. All this little plate structure going on. Very well done. Nice musculature, good detail in the hands there, and the big black claws. And he's got 4 of them. He's got 4 arms. All the way down to his feet. Come back here, he's got this big plate on his back, and that's, again, nicely molded. Some nice paintwork going on there. Nice shading and whatnot. Very cool. Come down here to his tail. It's all around very, very nicely done figure. Really do like the way he came out. Now he is shorter than the Jaegers. I mean, here he is with a Voyager class transformer. Just so you can see how they stack up. Now at the nose, he looks about the same height, but really, if you're comparing at the top of the head, it would be right about here, and he right about there to Springer's shoulder. Again, if you want a more accurate sense of height here, he stands at the head, at the top of the head, at about 6 inches. So he is shorter. Don't you nosedive on me, man. What's the matter with you? But yeah, he stands at about 6 inches at the head. But yeah, still a very cool figure. Articulation wise, he doesn't have a lot. Which is kind of disappointing. You can open and close his mouth. Unfortunately, there's no head movement whatsoever. All you can do is open and close his mouth. The arms can only rotate, and they get hindered by this spike here on the back plate. So it can only go that far. Come that far back. Does have an elbow joint with about 90 degrees of movement. These arms do not move at all. They're just static. The hips are on a bit of a ball joint, but they don't offer that much range of movement. I mean, you can get some rotation out of them. No real inward or outward movement, just very, very slight, and that's it. He does have knee joints with a little bit of movement. The tail is posable. There actually is a wire in the tail, so you can take the tail and, put it in any pose you may want. The only thing I don't like about articulation that involves a wire is that if you do mess with this enough, that wire in there will just snap, and then it'll just be a floppy mess. So I really try not to mess with his tail too much. I just kind of take it, just put it in a pose behind him. And if anything, I use it I almost use it as a heel spur just to kind of keep him standing up, because he doesn't really stand all that well on his own. So you kind of need the tail down here to keep him up. And it does work quite well. So yeah, not a lot of articulation on the guy. That's the one big disappointment on him, but he still looks really cool. I mean, he looks like he did on screen when he was fighting Gypsy Danger, and that's still a very nicely done figure, in my opinion. Though, yeah, definitely worth getting. I mean, if you're going in on these Pacific Rim figures, and you definitely got to get a Kaiju. They need Kaiju to fight. You have to have a Kaiju. There's no way around it. You have to have a Kaiju to fight. Also, for comparison, here he is with. Oh, stop. Nose diving on me, man. Here he is with Gypsy Danger. You can see he's a bit shorter. And here he is with Crimson Typhoon. Hey! See, he doesn't stand all that well. So here he is with Crimson Typhoon, who's actually kind of nudging him over. He's being mean. He's like tipping him over. So there he is. All 3 of the Wave 1 guys. To see how they stack up with each other. But yeah, he's still a very cool figure. Like I said, if you're going in on these Pacific Rim figures, then obviously you have to have a kaiju for them to fight. I mean, it's only right. It's really only right. And he still is quite a cool figure. Looks great on the shelf. So I think that's it for Mr. Knifehead here. So why don't we get all three of these guys back in so we can share some final thoughts, shall we? Let's. So, what do I think of Pacific Rim Series 1? I like it. I think they're very cool figures, very nice, accurate representations to what we see in the movie, and that's one thing NECA's good for. They're really good for accuracy. They do amazing sculpts. They do kind of go through the gamut of what I call the NECA curse or NECA syndrome, whatever you want to call it, and that's the articulation. NECA figures can kind of go one of two ways. They either have a lot of great articulation and posability, or they're basically just statues. And these kind of fall somewhere in the middle. Gypsy Danger, he's pretty posable, but could be more posable. Crimson Typhoon has a bit more posability, but you still can't do too much with him. Knifehead basically falls into that category. If he is just kind of a statue, he's really only meant to stand in one pose, and that's pretty much it. So it does kind of run the gamut of that whole, the way NECA does their figures. But they're still very nice figures. I love Series 1. I can't wait for Series 2. I know in Series 2 we're going to get a battle damaged Gypsy Danger, we're going to get Striker Eureka, and we're going to get another Kaiju. I forget which one. It's the one that Gypsy Danger fights in the city. I forget the name of that one, but yeah, I can't wait to get that wave, and I will definitely be reviewing those when they come in anyway. So expect that when those figures hit the market. As far as Pacific Rim, the movie, I loved the movie, and that's what made me buy these toys. I thought the movie was great. And people are already throwing around the criticism, oh, there's no plot, there's no character development, there's so many cliches, blah, 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 blah. Look, this movie it's a lot like, movies like Pacific Rim, the Transformers movies, pretty much any superhero, any action movie. It's basically check your brain at the door. You're not going to need it. You're not going to need it. Just sit down and watch the robots and monsters fight. That's really all it is. It's just a fun movie to watch. If you're sitting there trying to pick apart a plot and character development, if you're really coming to this movie expecting some in-depth, deep personal revelations, you're at the wrong movie. This is just a fun summer movie to watch with some giant robots fighting giant monsters. I mean, don't expect too much. But as far as I'm concerned, I thought the movie was awesome, and it's what made me buy these toys, because awesome movie, and the toys are pretty much just as good. So there you have it. I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So don't forget to check out EmGames, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the NECA Pacific Rim Series 1 set of figures. And this is EmGo's saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Oh no, it's another kaiju! We have to stop him! I'll defeat the kaiju! You stay here! I want to fight the kaiju. No! I defeat the kaiju! I am a superior warrior! No, you're not. I am. I'll defeat the kaiju. No! I defeat the kaiju! Seriously? Are we going to do this? Ah! What are you doing? How can you defeat the kaiju if you cannot see? Seriously, can you... Get off my face. Oh, you can't see kaiju. You cannot fight the kaiju. Seriously, stop it. Get off my face. Get off. Hand smells funny. No kaiju for you. Well, they just made my job a lot easier.